Today we are going to be taking a first look at a lens I'm really excited about. This, look at that, beautiful. This is the Sony GMaster lens. It is 50 to 150 mil and it's an f2. Now, for those of you not in the camera game, you might be thinking, they're just numbers and words. You'd be wrong. They are not just numbers and words. This is a magnificent lens. Magnificent. And so I'm going to unbox it. So we can have a look in. So this is it's a first of its kind, this lens. There is no other 50 to 150 f2 in the world. So the f-stop is how much light can get into the lens. A good prime lens ranges from 1.2 to kind of 2.8, there or thereabouts. And it gives you that lovely background separation, that bokeh, they call it. Some people call it bokeh, some people call it bokeh, some people call it bokeh. Genuinely have no idea how it's actually pronounced. But yeah, zoom lenses very rarely give you a low f-stop. So, for example, I'm currently using a 12 to 24 f4 zoom lens. It's a wide angle. It's a jonky lens, but it's still only an f4, which means in lower light conditions it will start to struggle a little bit. It will be a bit too dark, a bit too grainy. f2 obviously is twice as bright, so it will work in much lower light conditions and it will give you an even better background separation. They're beautiful. Bokeh, it's difficult to do, which is why this is the only one of its kind. There is a Tamron lens, which is an awful lot cheaper than this, and it's a 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. The key thing there is the f2 is only between 35 and 40 millimeters, whereas this is f2 throughout the whole thing, which is kind of cool. Tamron lens is basically just a 2.8 lens, and they're 10 a penny. They're good, but you know, I love this. Listen to that. This is Sony's eco-friendly packaging that they do. It's all kind of recycled stuff. So cardboard box. This is like a paper substance. It's all basically plant-based materials, I suppose. That contained the foot. So I've got no lens yet to put the foot on, but I've got the foot. It also includes a large strap. It's quite nice. That is the lovely orange G, kind of a burnt orange colour. Oozes quality. Again, that is strapped together with paper. That feels quite nice. Let's pull it out of there. And have a look. My cat's decided he will start playing with the packaging. Can I spin you around? Where is he? Can you see him down there? He's currently playing with the packaging. That's Dexter. He's beautiful. He's very silly. Very silly. But incredibly cuddly. Look at this, it's massive. And it's thick. strap, and this is a lens that deserves a strap. You will see why. It's I better not put that there because you're going to end up playing with it, aren't you? Oh, that one is Dee Dee. She is my little huntress. So I have Dexter and Dee Dee, and she is nothing but trouble. But you're beautiful, aren't you? For trouble with a capital T. Let's pop that over there so we don't have trouble, hey? Right. Ooh. Continue. In here we have, of course, a very thick book full of instructions on how to use it, I guess. Interchangeable lens. Yeah. In lots of different languages. This can't be necessary. I mean, that's a lot of information for a lens. I wonder if they've got it in Swahili. Let's see. Should we have a look? Got pictures on how you put the lens on your camera. Frankly, if you don't know that, you would not be buying this lens. This is it's an almost £4,000 lens, just over €4,000. It's an expensive lens. So if you're buying it, you're either ridiculously rich or you're a professional and you know how to use your camera anyway. So this is probably a little pointless, but it does tell me how to attach the little foot that I took off before. Now they pack the lens in its own carry case. I think that's everything. It's just all cardboard, not a touch of plastic inside, which is lovely. Look at this, there we go. This is obviously what the strap is for. So I could attach the strap on here. I wonder if you can attach. Oh yeah, look, there you go. It's got a little hooky bit at the bottom, so you can attach the strap on there. If you wanted to carry your lens around, this lens is going to be stuck to my camera for the foreseeable future. And again, in here we've got more of this. It's a lovely texture. I say it's paper, it's definitely kind of fibrous, papery type substance, but I mean, you wouldn't write on it, it's not that kind of paper. Okay, put that down. It's like Christmas. Right, you ready? Da, da, da. Here you go, Dexter, you can play with that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that was a bit much. Good boy. Ooh. Sorry. Cats are very distracting. This is beautiful. It is lighter than it looks, but please don't attack my tripod, Dexter. Thank you. If the camera all of a sudden just falls on the floor, it is these little. Oh, I can't even bend that thing down. Never mind. Yes, it's beautiful. Not many of our lenses have this little metal panel. This is how you know it's quality. So one of the other lenses that has this is the generally the long primes, which are very expensive lenses as well, like £6,000 kind of lenses. So they're 300, 400, 800 prime, 600 prime, 300, 400, 600. And questioning myself. And now obviously this one. It has the shiny little GMaster on there, which I like. This is the lens hood, so we have a little button. Very satisfying. You can take that off. Obviously you can then pop that on there, and it basically helps if you're in bright sunlight. It helps keep lens flares and things like that from going on the lens. Although in fairness, the nano AR coating that they put on the lenses is phenomenal these days. Also, let me just pop that down for a second. Also on the lens hood, this is very clever. I think it's a really simple thing, but there's this little hole there, which means if you are using a variable ND filter on the end of your lens, you can change that variable ND filter without taking off the lens hood, which is kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool anyway. It's not really. I'm just a bit of a camera nerd. Do you want to see the glass? Look at the size of that. Huge piece of glass. Now I can't remember how many pieces of glass are in here. I did get told it's a lot. It's like 15 or something. I think it's more than that. There's basically loads and loads of little lenses within this lens, all these little pieces of glass, some of which are extreme spherical lenses, which help kind of combat distortion. Some of them are, well, you know what, I don't know. I'm not a lens designer, but it's very clever, and it allows you to obviously go between 50 to 150 all internally, so it doesn't have to come out, which is nice. And for things like focus breathing, if you're doing a video, sometimes you can see all the sides there. When it's coming in and out of focus, the video will get a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller. This basically compensates for almost all of it in just optically, basically. So you don't have to digitally correct stuff. This does it optically. It is that good. This is your throw here, so a very little. Oh, wrong one. Very little throw from 50 to 150. So 50mm is generally considered to be a really good length for kind of portraiture, and 150 is a decent zoom, basically. Something like this would be absolutely perfect at a basketball court for a sports photographer, tennis. I mean, for weddings it would be superb, because you can be a little bit further away from the bride and groom and still get superb kind of portrait type shots. It would be really useful for other sports, I guess, like MMA, boxing, anything that you kind of ringside. Obviously, if you're a longer way away, things like football matches, cricket, for example, you'll want a longer zoom lens, so a 400 to 800, for example. Yes, up to 150 gives you a much shorter range, but a really, really good range. Sorry if you can hear that, that is my cat on a scratching post. And here we also have the iris, so you can go from f-stop 2 all the way to f-stop 22. So if you want everything in focus, you don't want background blur, whack it up to 22. If it's a really, really bright day, Whacking it up to 22 will make it much dimmer, your photo. Obviously, if you've got it at 2, it's wide open, which means all the light will be pouring in there. You also have an iris lock, so you can lock it into either manual or automatic, so it's locked in. So, quite useful. You've got click on or off, so if I turn the iris lock off, no click, nice and smooth, but click on, click. Useful. If you're doing a video and you want to be changing aperture, not sure why you'd do that, but if you wanted to, you can do with the nice smooth, no clicky sound. I like to have the click on so that I notice if I've accidentally kind of nudged it, basically. Yeah, nice. So you've also got custom buttons, so there's one here, one on the bottom, one on the side, one on the top, little custom buttons. Usually they're set to focus lock, but you can change them around. They're usually quite customizable in the camera body. You've also got your autofocus or manual focus switches and full-time dynamic manual focus. Now that means I usually have that off, to be honest, because that means that you can override the autofocus of your camera by using the focus ring, which is this top ring here. I tend to find I do that by mistake if I've got the full-time DMF on, so I tend to leave it off. The camera that I use these days is far more intelligent than I am, and therefore it tends to be in focus much better. If you're doing really intricate focusing though, can't think of an example off the top of my head, but if you're doing some really intricate focusing, macro photography or something like that, for example, and you want to get a specific part in focus, you can then manually focus. The autofocus, say you're taking a photo of a cat, and please excuse the motorbikes outside. If you're taking a photo of a cat, for example, the autofocus in most camera bodies will go on the eye. If you're working at a wide aperture and some other cat's defocused, if there was a specific other part of the cat that you wanted in focus, that's where you would use that. You could manually override the autofocus, but I'm just going to leave it off when I'm using it. That's more or less it. You've got the little cap at the end here, so you've got glass at both ends. Interestingly, some of Sony's white lenses, which tend to be the longer focal length lenses, have a longer flange. It's called a flange. And it allows you to use a teleconverter, which means you can get 1.4 or 2 times the distance on your lens. It's basically like a kind of magnifying glass. This one does not. So the original 70-200G also didn't have enough space. Obviously they've done that to keep it smaller, more compact, lighter, but also because you are not buying this lens to use it as an f4 with a 2 times teleconverter. There's a very angry dog outside. I am very sorry if you can hear that. It's absolutely roasting today, so I've got my windows open, so I'm getting all the noises from outside. But the alternative is dying from the heat. It's too hot for me. It's like 20 degrees. I'm built for cold weather. I don't cope well in the heat. I lived in Australia for a while, and it was difficult. It was difficult. I am not designed to cope well in hot temperatures. Right, so the little shoe here should slide on and click on. Then you can tighten it up with the little lid on the sides. There you go. Now I've got the shoe on there, which means I can rest it nicely. Oh, I cannot wait to try this out. It has been hailed by many people that I have watched on YouTube and elsewhere as really a generationally fantastic lens. There are not many lenses that have excited me as much as this one. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying it out, to be perfectly honest. It's a beaut. Right, that's probably enough of that, I think. I've droned on for 20 minutes about a lens. I will pop this away. I'm going to hopefully try and do another video this evening, actually. I might try and do another one. I wanted to do one of my little Bible studies this evening, so I'm going to see if I can do that. It might be another cat interrupted video. We will have to wait and see. And the big question for me now is, do I put music on this video or not? I'll have to think about that. I think I will. I think I'll have underlying music, because in reality people aren't probably going to be watching this to learn about the lens. I'm guessing, I'm hoping, to be honest, that people will be watching it as an ASMR video with me chatting about the lens. I forgot to mention, it is a 95mm thread for attaching your filter on there, and obviously for the lens caps. 99mm. It's an unusual length. I don't know of any other Sony lenses that are 95mm. I don't know of any. If you know of one, let me know. But yeah, it's quite a big filter thread. The minimum focus distance. This is information that's on the side here. So it gives you all these numbers: 0.4 meters / 1.32 feet to 0.74 meters, which is 2.43 feet. There you are. Your minimum focusing distances. Is there anything else on here that I have missed? Probably not. It is an FE lens. If you know about your Sony cameras, you will know that straight away. It means it's a full frame E-mount lens. So it will go on our full frame cameras. It will fit on any camera with an E-mount. So it will go on like a 6400 or a 6700, but realistically, that ain't what you're buying this lens for. You're buying this to use on an A9 Mark III or an A1 Mark II or an A7R, like the top tier stuff. I really like it, and I cannot wait to use it. I'm in Manchester tomorrow at the Wex photo video store, doing a touch and try day with this and two other new lenses that we've released, the 400 to 800, which is a longer zoom lens, and the 16mm, which is a really nice kind of wide angle lens, very good for landscapes or indeed video. So I'll have both of those with me, as well as this one. But I think most of the interest will be in this one, because just look at it. Don't you all? hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have found it relaxing. If you have, please drop me a little like and subscribe. If you can be bothered. If you can't, then don't worry about it. Ideally, you're all fast asleep by now, and therefore will not be able to like and subscribe. And if you are fast asleep, then I assume you enjoyed the video. Until next time, tatty byes. Let's turn this on.